the Muslim nations where Christianity flourishes. But that in Israel, Christianity is illegal to teach. I mean, why won't you ever talk? And I'm not even here attacking Israel. I'm just stating the facts. And then he goes through the power of government will grow, but it will fix the economy. Nothing will stand in its way. Russia is the big great evil. And obviously any big nation is under wicked control. That's the nature of government. But it wasn't Russia that snuck attacked Georgia. It was U.S. globalist-backed Georgia that attacked them on 888 last year. So they are really insulting everybody's intelligence here. And they talk about, Israel being internationally condemned. And this clearly is Obama's unpopular stance in the new year, because he will have to comment on what's happening. And notice how the attacks were launched when Bush is outgoing, when it's during the holidays. The attacks were launched Christmas Eve, when people are diverted and distracted. Notice how this is all happening in the in-between time, and then Obama won't comment on it. And then there's a story about what's happening in the London Guardian over in Gaza today. And the story is titled, Obama is losing a battle he doesn't know he's in. Oh, yeah, he doesn't know this is all unpopular. The president-elect's silence on Gaza crisis is undermining his reputation in the Middle East, and it goes on to say in Europe. Well, of course he knows this. This is one of the unpopular things. And we have India and Pakistan massing troops threatening to attack each other. We had those staged events 3 or 4 weeks ago in Mumbai, formerly Bombay. We have all of this going on. Also, they're announcing a gas tax hike they want. They're announcing moves for new federal taxes. They're announcing windfall profits on retirement investments. So that means taxing pension funds and 401ks, what the congressional committees have been recommending the last month. That's also part of the unpopularity. They've had Rahm Emanuel and others running around on TV again saying, yes, it's going to be compulsory service, 18 to 24, in a new domestic military, but that you won't have to go overseas, and that it's not a draft, but you have to do it, which is more doublespeak. It's not a draft, but you're going to boot camp. I think I want to play that clip that we played last night on radio only. I want to dig that up later in the hour and get to that. Okay. Oh, I had a caller from Chile that hung up. Rob in Chile, call back, and I'll definitely get to you before our next guest comes on, 800-259-9231. I'm trying to get to your calls, but there's just so much news that has to be covered. I'm trying to be more disciplined here on the show. But, Rob, call us back. I'm going to go to Mike and Sherry and Jen and Stuart and Rob and everybody else, but I really want to hear from folks outside of the United States and other parts of the world. That's always so interesting to get their take on what's happening. Okay, briefly, in the time we've got left in this segment, this is a totally separate area. Most of the UFO reports that we see being hyped by NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Larry King Live, like UFOs are landing, they're real, aliens are real. Why is the mainstream media behaving like all this is real? Well, we know there's a declassified government plan, Project Bluebeam, that's on the books. We don't know if they'll ever do it, to claim aliens have invaded to unify a world government. They have other programs with big holograms they can project that are declassified to show Buddha, Allah, Jesus, or anything else they want. We're talking 2,000, 3,000 foot tall holograms that they can project to freak people out. And I ask, why is the mainstream media now hyping UFOs and aliens and saying it's real? Now, there's scores of these press reports, and in most of them, they don't even say it's probably a blimp. These giant, 2-3 football field long cigar-shaped things. They don't even say that it's a blimp or that it could be a blimp. They just say, UFO, what is it? Well, I meant to pull this up for the show. One of you Google this, because I forgot to do it. Google Homeland Security blimps. Or Homeland Security to use blimps to protect U.S., something like that. It's actually in my film, Martial Law. They announced giant, high altitude, between 80,000 and 100+ thousand feet, robot blimps that are computer controlled with solar panels on them that charge batteries with these big propellers. And up there, there's not a lot of wind, so it's very easy for them to stay very still. And that they're going to have ground-penetrating radar looking through your houses, incredible optics, even better than satellites, watching and surveilling the American people under Homeland Security. And then now these blimps are arriving. I mean, I remember CNN There's a CNN article where you can see D.C. with the monument and the big surveillance blimp for Homeland Security, and it's the same blimp. Now suddenly the news says, no, it's not blimps, it's not Homeland Security, we don't know what it is, and the FAA comes out and says, hey, this isn't the government. We don't pick it up on radar. We're going out of break here, but just so people watching on prisonplanet.tv during the break have a chance to see what we're seeing. Without audio, start playing that particular ABC newscast and then some of the amateur video. And you can see it. You see the propellers. You can see the blisters of surveillance equipment. It's a silver blimp. But they go, no, that's not a Homeland Security blimp. That's a UFO. And then the public goes, okay, well, it's aliens then. So we're analyzing this propaganda right now. So stay with us. You look at the blimp. We'll come back and talk about it when we get back.
Did you know that it's a documented fact 80% of all Americans and 85% of people around the world suffer from internal parasites and parasitic infection? You may be one of millions of people suffering from one of dozens of debilitating chronic diseases from these parasites, and your doctor would never know it. In fact, clinically detected parasites account for only 1% of all cases. Don't continue to suffer from pain due to misdiagnosis. Now you can fight internal parasites, heavy metal poisoning, and high cholesterol naturally and safely by mixing fossilized phytoplankton powder, also known as FPP, with your favorite beverage once a day. FPP is used around the world, has numerous uses, and is now available to you from Freshwater Organics. FPP strengthens skin, hair, and bones, lowers cholesterol, and is an excellent source of natural plant-based silica with 14 trace minerals. Order some today at freshwaterorganics.com. Again, that's freshwaterorganics.com, or call 888-949-3570.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th. But who is the enemy?
Bin Laden. This is his MO.
We have to look to the Middle East. We have to look to Osama bin Laden.
Fabled Enemies is the first 9/11 film to take a close look at the terrorist ties to intelligence networks inside the United States.
Some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S.
I'm aware that some Israeli citizens have been detained.
Bin Laden's connections to the CIA, the hijackers' ties to the FBI, the Saudi Arabian connection, the Israeli intelligence network, warnings and war games, the shadow government, and much, much more. Fabled Enemies. Get the DVD at Infowars.com or see it in super high quality, along with hundreds of other titles at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Good day, Jim Newcomer from Midas Resources, January 5th, 2009. Gold opened this morning at $845.47. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $870.47, $435.23 for a half ounce, and $217.62 for a quarter ounce. That's $870.47, $435.23, and $217.62.
On June 4th, 1963, an unknown presidential decree, Executive Order 11,110, was signed with the authority to strip the Federal Reserve Bank of its power to lend money to the United States government and interest. With the stroke of a pen, Kennedy would have put the Fed out of business. The November assassination quieted the production of the new currency. However, the executive order still stands unrepealed. Midas has the Kennedy versus Fed document. Call 800-686-2237. Unlike your Liberty, the paper is free. Call 800-686-2237. If you're interested in breaking the bondage of taxation and debt, call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Alex Jones here with a question. What does humidity mean to you? Most people think of hot and sticky summer days, but many people are beginning to realize that humidity can be a valuable source of pure drinking water. That's why I'd like you to visit acolablue.com. Acola Blue is a state-of-the-art atmospheric water generator producing purified drinking water from the humidity in the air using reverse osmosis and a 5-stage carbon and UV light filtration system, which produces great-tasting water at an unbeatable price. Finally, drinking water that you control. I use one every day. Say goodbye to expensive water delivery services and storing 5-gallon bottles of water in your home. The Acola Blue 28 is shipped right to your home, ready to make close to 7 gallons a day, right out of the box. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call Acola Blue right now at 866-585-4044. That's 866-585-4044.